Are you an entrepreneur looking to invest or venture into a business, or are you just a seasoned investor looking to invest into a business or an enterprise? Today here at the Bailout Mindset, we are going to be looking at the 8 reasons why it is important for you to make sure that your business is registered, and what are the benefits of having a business that is registered, especially in Africa and in Kenya. Therefore, let's dive into our subject of today. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and the notification bell below so that you may receive future videos or future notifications when we are releasing our content. So the number one advantage of registering your business, especially here in Africa, is that you make it a legal entity. And what do I mean by that? It is very important to disassociate your business from yourself. And the number one reason why most entrepreneurs fail is that unfortunately they do not have record to show that at any point in time they have ever been a businessman or a businesswoman. And this leads to total loss of value from your hard work of all those years that you've been working so hard to make your dream come true, only to find out that nobody recognizes your dream at all. And that to me is the largest and it's the worst pain any entrepreneur will experience. So the other benefit of registering your business as a legal entity is that it enables you to open bank accounts, as we mentioned previously, that opening a bank account that is different from your business shows other people or even seasoned investors that you are an entrepreneur who is now onto something, you have now figured out something, and you're looking now to create value and equity into your idea that you would like to become a reality. So one of the benefits of registering your business is that you get to open a business bank account, you get to apply for business loans, which an average person who is doing business and hasn't registered a business cannot be able to access. You get to access advice from bankers who are there to serve SMEs. For example, in the bank that I bank from, ever since I opened a business account, they actually sent to me a personal email that I have somebody whom I can contact in case I need advice for my small scale business or for my company or even from my other venture. The other benefit that you get from having a business registered is that you can be able to bid for government contracts. The second reason why you need to make sure that your business is registered is so that you may be able to access government services without penalty fees. And what do I mean by that? Most of the times you'll find that businesses have a way to go around government incentives, simply because, especially here in Africa, governments really incentivize people to register businesses. In turn, you find out that maybe when you're filing your taxes, you can be able to account that you have transacted maybe 1 million shillings, but it is not just ordinary income that is taxable, but rather if it is a company, it might be a corporate tax income. And when it comes to companies, maybe you might even go ahead and reinvest the money into the business and pay little to no taxes, or you might even end up not paying your shareholders any dividends so that you may avoid double taxation. Or there are so many other ways in which you can find that you will avoid government penalties simply by registering a business. I've heard so many stories of entrepreneurs claiming that the government is harsh and that they have some very bad policies, but when I look at it in the bailout mindset perspective, I realize that the problem is not the government. The problem is just that entrepreneurs are trying to evade their responsibility of creating value into the economy by deciding not to register their business, and so they end up being fined or charged penalties by the taxman simply because they refused to do one simple thing, which is wherever you're solving a problem for the community, you need to also solve a problem for the government, because the government is returning back to you the favor by building infrastructure and enabling there to be favorable credit policies all over the economy. The third reason that you should consider registering your business is that registration protects your brand and business name from infringement. I have heard of many stories, I have seen on the news, I have heard from my personal colleagues and friends claiming that somebody stole their idea, that somebody stole their brand, only to realize that they did not utilize their entrepreneurial skills to the fullest by simply doing the first simplest thing, which is registering your business. Here at the Bailout Mindset, we always consider anybody to be an entrepreneur after registering a business, because if you haven't registered a business, then what dream are you trying to tell people about if the dream itself has no proof that it is yours? Therefore, the reason why by the way, that is the other reason why the rich get on being richer and the poor get on being poorer. It's because poor people really don't understand the meaning of value. Value doesn't come from having a product. Value comes from the knowledge and the information that you know. And every time you protect your information through registering a business and making sure that you now have ownership of your name, and that you can have a claim onto your brand name if somebody else tries to infringe it, comes with all of those benefits come with the number three most important thing, which is registering your business. Because when you register your business, you will say you have ownership of something and you can now build onto that. Therefore, the number 4 reason we are going to be looking at why it is important for you to register your business, it's because when you register your business, you can now be able to create legal documents that can protect you and your business. And these documents can also enable you to carry out many other transactions and invest in other entities which an ordinary person cannot actually do. Therefore, when you're talking about legal documents, you're talking about contracts between employees and employers, we are talking about contracts between independent contractors and employees, we are talking about binding agreements between suppliers, distributors, and these are the things that create value. Because even when you look at all, let's say for example, patented documents or trademarks or copyrights, which are things that we are going to be looking in our next video series, in an in-depth look on how to create value into your business through intellectual property. So these legal documents are the ones that actually protect all of these assets that your business owns, and most importantly, these documents can be used as a way to incentivize investors to actually come and invest in your business simply because you are able to register your business. Therefore, don't miss out on registering your business, because when you do not register your business, you miss out on a whole lot of opportunities that are readily available for savvy entrepreneurs. Just a reminder is, if you haven't yet clicked on the subscribe button, don't forget to click on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell below so that you can receive more alerts onto our future videos. The 5th reason that we are going to be looking at why it is important to register your business is it makes it easier for funding and investment opportunities from banks, venture capitalists, accredited investors, and more so even friends, families and relatives. especially when we look at venture capitalists. These are a group of investors who are looking to invest their money into businesses so that they can create more returns, whereas for seasoned investors, these are simply high net worth individuals who are looking to put their money into ideas that they believe can impact the society. In turn, this can reap generational wealth either for their families, or they can even enable them to participate in an upcoming, emerging, disruptive industry. And what do such people look like? Investors, venture capitalists, and even family and friends prefer to invest in ideas that have been registered, because this simply means that there is a legal obligation towards the entrepreneur to make sure that the funds are utilized properly, and more so that there is accountability between the business itself, the entrepreneur, and the investors themselves. So that is one other advantage, because I've found many entrepreneurs requesting me, asking me, Simon, how can we be able to get funds in order to run our business? But I always tell them, if you do not have your business registered, then who is going to come and help you out? Because when you haven't registered your business, it simply means you do not believe in your dream enough for somebody else to come and put their money. And I'm going to tell you this, people do not put their money on products. Real investors, savvy investors who are looking for long-term success, who are looking to take you to the next level, look at the minor things you as an entrepreneur that you're supposed to do, that you're simply ignored, and these are the things that really cost a lot of opportunities, not just for yourself, but also for your business. The number 6 reason we are going to be looking at why it is important to register your business is registering your business actually gives you tax incentives such as deductions, exemptions, and this can help you to save a lot of money, not just for yourself but for your investors. One of the major reasons why we are poor is because we are heavily taxed here in Africa. And what do I mean by being heavily taxed? I mean being taxed 30%, 40%. The average person spends 50% of their income in taxes. And when you look around how much you spend in a day when you go to the shop to, let's say, purchase a loaf of bread, a packet of milk, or even food, one way or another you're paying VAT for something. One way or another you're paying VAT from, in fact, the last person who experiences the largest tax is the consumer. And what does this mean to you as an entrepreneur or as a bailout mind? If you haven't registered your business, you are taxed and you cannot request for any tax incentive. Meanwhile, another person or another entrepreneur who has actually registered their business, they can deduct a lot of things, from allowances, from retirement benefits funds, from insurance policies, from depreciation, and so many other factors, that even the type of business that you are into. For example, investors and private equity funds and alternative investment funds are in a different tax bracket compared to the average Joe or the average Kamau who hasn't yet registered a business. And when you look at sole proprietors, these are people who have just registered their business as a sole proprietor. They really get to experience a lot of tax benefits. And when we go to companies and limited liability partnerships, they also have their own incentives. Some are even tax through entities where the tax flows simply through the entity, or depending on the type of business, up to the owner itself or to the owner himself. Therefore, you need to understand that registering your business really helps you to navigate through the world of taxes. and it also enables you to heighten your financial IQ, because your financial IQ also comes due to the fact onto how you understand your money, and the more you understand your money, you realize how to build wealth around your money. And building wealth around your money is simply you utilizing the small opportunities that the government and the economy is providing to us, so that we can also achieve success and elevate ourselves beyond the poverty line. The number 7 reason why it is important to register your business, it is because whether you're starting a small business, registering a business is crucial to establishing legitimacy, credibility, and a general potential. What do I mean by that? Every time you walk onto the street and you find an entrepreneur and you ask them what do, they will either tell you anauza kitu fulani na fulani ama anafanya kazi fulani na fulani. In English, I mean that someone will either tell you they sell this, they sell something, or they do something, or they work somewhere. Therefore, as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that by registering your business, you legitimize yourself either as a manager, and that enables you to create a career for yourself without question, because you can be able to prove that you started a certain business and ran it from this level to another level, which makes you a good manager or which makes you a good director. If you register the company, you elevate yourself to a directorial position where you can prove your credibility to the general public if you do manage to create a multi-million company. Just as our predecessors, when we look at our entrepreneurs that we are aspiring to be like, for example, Joseph Mwangi, the late Chris Kirubi, Uhuru Kenyatta, and so many others, you will realize that all these savvy entrepreneurs legitimized their businesses by registering them, and they created for themselves a public profile and a way to prove their credibility to the society by establishing a credible system that could serve so many people in the community. Now that we have looked at our 7th reason why it is important to register your business and the advantages of registering your business, our last but not least reason why you should always make sure that you have registered your business is that registering your business is not just a legal requirement, but it is an investment in your business future. And what do I mean by that? When they decide to call entrepreneurs, when we as the Bailout Mindset decide to invite you to our Bailout Accelerator program, we will always choose the ones who have registered the business, because they have secured a future for their business. Even when you go to VC funds, even when you go to pitch your ideas to anybody anywhere in the whole world, they will always look at the future of your business by the beginning of the dream. And the beginning of the dream was the day you either choose to register it. And if you haven't yet registered your business, make sure to go and run. These services are free, not just here in Kenya but all over the world. You can just go and log on to your online government portal, either in your state, if you are elsewhere along the globe, and in other African countries. I hope things are different there for you, and that registering a business is as easy as it is here in Kenya, because in Kenya you just need to go and log into your Citizen and register your business through the business portal registration. Meanwhile, for those who are looking to register complex structures and entities like companies, limited liability partnerships, and trusts, there are so many entities that you can use to register your business, which if you want us to look at them, you can feel free to drop the kind of entity you'd like us to look at onto the comment section below, so that we can add more value to you in order for you to bail out yourself into the next level of entrepreneurship. Thank you for watching our channel, and thank you for taking your time to enjoy this video. If you have enjoyed this video, click on the like button and don't forget to click on the subscribe button below. You can also share the video to friends and family. I wish you all the best in your business endeavor, and don't forget to check out our previous video series onto some of the things that you need to know in order to bail out yourself beyond the poverty line. See you in our next video.